took the Gen 4 Glock 22 straight from my everyday carry bag, so it was properly lubricated at this point. I filled the container with the finest dirt I could possibly find and completely covered the gun with it. I was curious to see how the fine dirt adversely affected the lubrication. I also made sure that it got in the trigger mechanism, as this is a viable failure point. As you can see, it shot all 5 rounds and stalled the slide back. I now rock around in the chamber and submerge the Glock in a tub of water. I'm waiting until the bubbles completely stop, then I take it out and submerge it again, making sure that it is thoroughly soaked. The residual dirt on the exterior is obviously gone, however I'm certain that a fair amount of dirt mixed with the oil on the inside, and I wanted to see what adding water would do to this equation. As you can see, it passes this 5-round test with the stalled slide. Now that the gun is dried out a little bit, I believe the oil dirt sludge has caught up to it, as it's very hard to rack the slide. I re-soaked the pistol, and as I'm about to rack the slide several times under water to clean it out, I thought better of it, as I thought it only fair to continue the testing to see if it could handle additional abuse. While the firearm is wet, I throw a bunch of coarser sandbox type sand on and inside of it. At this point I'm very curious to see how it'll fare, as I was having trouble manually reciprocating the slide. Notice the trigger sticking, and was very difficult to manipulate. Despite all of this, it shot all 5 rounds, but notice the slide was not stalled to the rear. I'm not certain if my hand crept up and touched the slide stop lever or if the gun was struggling. Either way, this was quite impressive. Now that I ran a couple tests with it lubricated, I'm completely degreasing the firearm with rubbing alcohol. My thought process is to see if it'll function if ran completely dry. There are many firearms that don't run without proper lubrication, so let's go ahead and see how it does. %. Still working with an unlubricated gun, I am now packing a ridiculous amount of dryer lint into the slide. Anyone who carries regularly knows that lint and all kinds of foreign material end up in and on your gun. This is just replicating that, but times about 100. It was more difficult to pull the slide back, and you can see lint stuck toward the front of the slide there. Once again, 5 shots without skipping a beat and a stalled slide. This is what was left of the dryer lint. Notice how the gun naturally blows out most of the material. And lastly, I'm just throwing an unlubricated Glock into a tub of water for good measure. Once again, flawless execution. So there you have it, guys. That's my preliminary tests on the Gen 4 Glock 22. Overall, I'm very impressed with this firearm. If you guys enjoyed this video, please let me know down below. I believe I'm going to continue with this series, and if you have any ideas on how I can further test these firearms, please let me know down below once again. Anyway, thanks again for watching, guys. Until next time, this is Chase Pelagi, signing off.